for Ryan.
What did you learn from the exhibition that can carry on? I mean, is that just a rust-shaking exercise, or did you learn anything about you guys?
A rust-shaking exercise?
Yeah, brushing off the rust.
I mean, I thought we looked pretty good out there. Kind of just getting comfortable out there. Starting to play together again. We already had Iowa State exhibition, so I mean, we're just getting comfy out there. We're ready to go.
How about your journey? What you've gone through? Now you get to play for real on the court. How rewarding will it be when you guys tip off for real?
Yeah, man, I'm just super excited to be back. It's been a long journey, but I'm ready to go, man. It was good to be back out here in front of the fans. Super excited, man. That's it, really.
Speaking of being comfortable, it felt like you guys really showed off the shooting touch. I guess how confident are you, in that moving forward? Just translating to the rest of the season.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to translate. I think we've all been shooting the ball well. We've all been getting in our extra shots, working on us. I think you've seen a little glimpse of it, and I think that's just going to continue on.
How do you navigate the balance between getting yours and getting your shots and being smart and yet spreading the ball around, not just you personally, but as a team, because that's obviously one of the keys to you guys, spreading the wealth.
Yeah, I mean, we're just all a bunch of unselfish guys. I don't think it really comes hard to us. It comes easy when you know how to play basketball, you play the right way, and that's what we do at Creighton. That's our brand of basketball. That's what we all like to do. We're going to shoot shots when we're open. We're going to make the right play when it's there. We're just going to go out there and play, have fun, and everything will come together.
After jury, Max said he was pleased with the pace you guys are playing at. Yeah. Space and playing to clean up. What is that part of it into spacing?
The spacing? What you mean by intel?
Well, he said it needed to be cleaner.
It needed to be cleaner? Yeah, I mean, we've been kind of working on it. We got to run to our corners, get to our spots. Just figure. I think it will come with time too, but we just got to lock in on scout, lock in what the coaches are saying. Get to the corners. I think that's the biggest thing for myself when I was watching some film. Get to the corners and I'll figure out all of our spacing.
Yeah, on a similar note, I guess how important is it for you personally to, be out here re-spacing with all these ball handlers and guys just getting paint touches and whatnot?
Re-spacing?
Yeah.
What you mean by
like
that?
Relocating around the 3-point line and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, you got a bunch of good guys, so you got to find other ways to impact the game. If you relocate, you're probably going to get a number of extra shots with so many unselfish guys, so many guys that like to move the ball. So, I mean, that's just another part of the game that you could add for yourself and add for the team.
Yeah, and we talked about, you or this kind of being a year where you finally find yourself back in that real, true point guard role, kind of like you were at Nembhard. Do you kind of feel that already, or what's that been like for you?
What you mean, like true point guard?
Like really being able to make your teammates better.
I mean, I feel like I made my teammates better last year, but I feel like I've been just being a point guard, just doing what I can do out there. I think I was a true point guard last year. I think I'm a true point guard this year. I'm going to take what the game gives me. If I need to score, I'm going to score. If I need to pass, I'm going to pass. I don't come out there night to night saying I'm going to score or I'm going to pass this night. I just kind of let the game dictate that.
Yeah, I guess, not having such a heavy burden that you did last year and having to create so much and, having teammates that you could really spread the wealth with.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of guys last year that I could spread the wealth with too. We have a lot of great players this year. We had a lot of great players last year. It might be certain guys some nights this year. It might be other guys. So I mean, we all know how to play basketball. We just gonna let it come. We're not really too worried about that. I'm not too worried about it.
For you, for all the years you've been playing basketball, how does the anticipation for this season compare to maybe some of the others?
Yeah.
With like big expectations.
Yeah, I'm super excited, man. I think we're super happy to have that ranking at 9. That kind of adds something to it. You come to college and growing up, you kind of watch, you see teams ranked in the top 10, and you want to be there, and we're finally there. So I mean, we're excited for the expectations. We're excited to tackle them, take them on, and we're just excited to do big things this year.
You get the sense, especially at the second half started, that the pace you guys were establishing there had an impact on how effective you can be defensively because how tired Drury got. And maybe that's something that translates throughout the season when teams can't keep up for 40 minutes.
Yeah, for sure. That's part of the way we play. Part of the way Coach Mack wants us to play. Fast, up-tempo type of style that will catch up to teams in the second half. They can't really stay with us in the second half, and I think that's where we thrive. We get on those little runs that you see, 10, 12-point runs that Mac loves and that we love. So I think that's big for us, and the pace just got to keep getting better and better. I think you get even better from the first game.
Arthur, do you like coming over here and practicing? Like, what kind of a purpose maybe does it serve? How does it help?
I mean, yeah, I love being back in the CHI. I feel like it's always good to get game reps in the gym that you're going to be playing the game, so it's fun being here.
How big of a difference is this year, the anticipation leading up to this with your high ranking and all that stuff compared to last year, or even other years when you starting a basketball season personally?
I mean, this year is a lot different, for real, because last year nobody really expected much of us, but this year it's a completely different scenario. Like, everybody expects the world of us. But I feel like you can't really focus on expectations. Just got to play the game that we've been playing since we was kids.
You talk about the pressure that comes with it, single digit next to your name?
Not really. I mean, it's not really pressure. It's just an expectation. You know what I mean? You either live up to it or you don't. And we plan to live up to it fully.
It felt like you could have dunked a few of those lays the other night. Is that just you not being 100%, or you being cautious, or what's that like?
I don't know. In the moment, I either lay the ball up or I dunk it. I chose to lay it up a couple times, but you'll see a couple bang-outs throughout the year. Don't worry about it.
With the way last season ended on an up note, you obviously were playing really well. You felt like this offseason was one that you just can't wait to end, and really looking forward to this moment of getting back and playing jump.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't probably just say this offseason. It's almost every single offseason. You just really want to get to the games as a basketball player, and as a competitor, you want to be able to play against the best players that you can. So, I mean, the offseason serves its purpose for sure, but just taking it one step at a time with the team.
How comfortable you feel right now? I know the offseason was frustrating because you wanted to throttle it down and they wanted to make sure you take care of yourself. Like, how comfortable you feel now that you've been able to get back and just go hard at it?
I'm very comfortable. I mean, I have trust in my body. I've been working on it for such a long time that, everything's coming together at the right time. Glad I'm able to play this season. I mean, it could have been a really bad injury, but thank God it wasn't. So just grateful for the opportunity to keep playing.
How close is the timing aspect of things, getting the feel back as when you get back when you're prepared?
I mean, it's really close, I feel like the game the other night really helped. I mean, I was able to get my feel back, play against some competition, and, man, I'm just ready to play.
What was that exhibition like, playing with all the guys and some of the new faces too, building up that team chemistry?
Yeah, it was cool. You get to see other people's spots on the court, where they like to get to, what my teammates like to do. Just getting a good read on everybody that we're playing against and my teammates as well.
It feels like your biggest question mark going into the season was probably the jump shot. And in that exhibition game, it looked like you were pretty comfortable with the touch, I guess. For those that wondered if the knee kind of gave you a setback in terms of developing your jump shot and furthering it, I guess how comfortable do you feel after the summer with the setback, just in terms of your touch, your jumper, everything?
I'm very comfortable. I mean, my shot has been something that I've been working on for a long time, and I feel like the injury low-key did help me visualize. A lot of the times just, where I could get my shots off, look back on film, see how it's coming off my hand, what I could do to improve it. And I feel like it's come a long way, and it feels great right now, so we just got to keep that momentum going forward.
What do you want to see Monday night outside of a win? What is a successful Monday night?
Successful Monday night is just us coming closer as a team, preparing for the next game. I mean, obviously we want to get the win, but I want to be closer to my teammates so we can really build a team bond that could lead us further into the year.
Coach, coming over here, what do you like to get out of practicing over here compared to the other place?
We just need to get in here more. Now that we're getting closer to games, the shooting backgrounds are different. The feel is different over here. So we've probably been over here half a dozen times since we started practice. So we've tried to get over a few times, but as we get closer to games, we really want to make sure we get in here and get a sense and a feel for the building, especially for those new guys.
Mac, you talked to Bart and Brian, and both of those guys mentioned expectations. How've they handled them so far? They doing okay with them?
I mean, from my perspective, yeah. I mean, as long as they're working and doing what we're asking them to do, and there seems to be buy-in, and they're not casual, or it doesn't appear to me that they have a feeling that they've arrived, then it is what it is. I mean, they've got to answer the questions, and I don't want them to say, no, they're wrong, that we suck, all the prognosticators are inaccurate. They put a lot of time into this. They work hard. They make sacrifices. They have to be very disciplined in their approach. They have to be very hardworking. And if you do all that stuff, then you better expect to be successful. And they've done it. And, you know, I'm sure they feel, as do I, when we step on the floor, we expect to win. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Has this preseason been different for you? Felt different?
You know, I'm more popular. People, the media folks seem to want to talk to me a little bit more when you're picked first than when you're picked 8th or 9th. But that's part of it that goes with it. But it's practice has been good. I've enjoyed practice every bit as much as I have in the past, and for the most part, you know, knock on wood, we've remained relatively healthy. So we've had most of our roster available for practice on a pretty consistent basis.
Matt, how was this kind of interesting on paper? What do you expect?
You know, I'm just starting to dig into them now. You know, obviously they were one of the better three-point shooting teams in the country last year, and they put a lot of them up. So they, you know, I think like Drury, but different. They're going to spread you out and make you guard the whole floor. So, you know, we just have to figure out the best way to attack them. But they're extremely well coached, and you know, it'll be a good test for us to start the season.
Mac, you told me over the summer that you would be disappointed if Mason couldn't crack the rotation. You grabbed a couple pretty insane rebounds on, I think, one possession the other night. I guess, how are you feeling about him late into the season and his spot in the rotation?
You know, he's moved the right direction. I don't think he's there yet. Now it's just like with most young players, there's a glimpse here and there of what's possible. Now you just have to do it consistently, and you have to do it every day. And that's where, you know, Mason still struggles a little bit with a lot of our other young players, just trying to do it every single day. But you know, you saw his athletic ability going to get those rebounds, and you know, we're trying to clean up some things defensively and with his communication. It's come a long ways from a year ago, but still plenty of room to grow, which is also exciting in itself.
Unselfish play. You talked about it after the exhibition, but you know, Nembhard talked about it too. That's a key to your season. Where is that on the list of concerns?
Well, I mean, it's number one in terms of the key to our season. I mean, if we remain unselfish, we don't care who gets the credit. We don't care who gets the shots. You know, we've got a lot of guys that have the capability of scoring, but not all those guys are going to score on the same night. It's just not going to happen. So, you know, some teams are built, you know, I think back to Marcus Foster and Doug. Like, Doug was going to score, and if Doug didn't score, we were in trouble. Marcus Foster was going to get 16 to 22 points. If he didn't, we were in trouble. This team is different. It's really, really balanced, and we have to make sure that balance is a strength of ours, and that, you know, guys up and down the roster are okay with that. And so far they have been. I hope when the lights come on Monday that continues to be the case.
Is there some excitement for you that offseason's coming to a close and we're finally ready to roll here?
I don't think coaches are ever really ready to roll. You know, we'd always like to have a few more practices because you have all kinds of different situational things that you want to make sure you have your team ready for. In the last week or so, and then leading up to this game on Monday, there's a lot of those things that we still have to cover. So that, you know, I usually have timeouts left, so that's not usually a problem. We can usually talk about it at the end of the game. But you at least want to run your team through virtually every situation that they can encounter in a game. So when I talk about it in a timeout, they can reflect back to what we did in practice, and I'll just try to execute that. So that's where you're at as a coaching staff. What am I forgetting? You know, where aren't we as prepared as I wish we could be? And that growth will continue to take place as we get closer to conference play. But I don't think any coach is totally ready to play that first game.
Anything else? Great, thanks.
Thanks, Mac.
Great questions again today, Tom.
I did all that, and then
You lay awake last night coming up with that?